Acroyoga is not only what, like the practice that change yourself physically, but also emotionally.
Welcome to part 2 of my interview with my wonderful friend Sheryl. She is sharing a bit more today about how she wants to impact the local Indonesian community here with Acroyoga, and also you can hear all about how Acro's had such a big shift and a big change in her life in a positive way. So stay tuned for the whole episode to find out. Tell me something that most people don't know about you.
Did you know I got most my inspiration to do many things when I take shower? Well, that's it.
Okay. So as in inspiration for like what you're passionate about, or?
Yeah, what I'm passionate about, how to say how I think, because like sometimes you have like, oh, I want to, like this is how I think about one topic, right? But then sometimes when I take shower, it's just like, oh, you have to say this particular word, to make your argument or your statement just like spot on or something like that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Who inspires you in Acro? Kind of who do you look up to these days, and why? What is it about them that you look up to?
This is like one word that I love lately, embodiment, because I know a lot of practitioners, even though it's yoga, even though it's acroyoga or any types of practice, they don't have this embodiment. And then when you meet one person, you see their practice and you know right away, this is the people that embody their practice, and then I want to be like this person, or if it's in acroyoga, I want to play with this person, or you want to learn from this person, because I'm super lucky to be surrounded by teachers who are the embodiment of what they say and what they do, what they practice. So this is what I want to look up for my practice, and this is what I want to do in my practice. So I have this.
What aspirations do you have for your future in Acro? What do you want to do with this practice, with teaching or as a kind of practitioner? What's your idea or goals, let's say, for longer term?
In terms of teaching classes, I want to encourage this practice more to the local community, because it's hard to reach to them. When I teach a public class in yoga studio, it's more sharing them about the fun and joy and connection of this practice. Yeah.
I think that's something you're pretty good at, I have to say. Why do you feel like you want to share so much and spread this practice? What is it about Acro that makes you want to share it as a teacher?
This practice changed my life. Like I feel it. I feel it in my body. I feel it in my daily life, because Acroyoga is not change yourself physically, but also emotionally, like you change because it's like deep into you. Yoga is the practice of inner, like the practice of self, right? So you go inside, but Acroyoga is using these tools and to work with others, to create community and to build community and to grow together.
What is one pet peeve or one thing that annoys you, or something you don't like in Acro, either in the people or the practice itself? What's something you would change if you could?
What I don't like about people doing Acro is someone that they don't know their limitation. They push the limitation and force their partner to do something, and then not being kind in their words. That's annoying me a lot. And then, yeah, like pushing. It's always good, you know, to push your limits. But maybe when your partner say no, it means no, you know. And then you can ask the next day, hey, do you want to try this, you know?
Beautifully said.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Okay, now question for you. What do you think about a love relationship with your Acroyoga partner?
Yeah, I think it's a complex topic, relationships, and especially romantic relationships within Acro. I kind of see from other partnerships I see and from what I've experienced myself, I see two sides. I think on one hand, when you have a great connection with someone, whether that's a romantic connection or a friendship, it improves your Acro. For me, the foundation of what makes a great Acro practice is the connection between the two people. You could take two amazing acrobats, zero connection, and they won't work well together. You know, they'll fight and they'll argue. So having a great connection can massively improve your Acro. But at the same time, there's a lot of challenges that come on the other side of that. If you have a romantic relationship, it can put a lot of strain because you're dependent on each other to practice. If you both don't have the same attitude or opinions or, you know, towards both your practice and the other aspects of your life, it can be hard to separate the two of them. So that's the short answer. It can be a very complicated and tricky topic. I don't think there's one right or wrong way of doing it. I think it's something we could talk about and debate a lot and do a whole nother interview episode on. I hope you enjoyed this wonderful episode with Sheryl. She really wants to support her local community of Indonesians to learn Acro Yoga, and we want to do the same. We produce by hand, by local Indonesians, this AcroBack product. And this is a support wedge designed to help you in your Acro practice. So if you want to also support the local Balinese who make this amazingly for us by hand, then you can buy one in the link below of this video.